Hi, I'm Penny Royston. I'm the owner of Evil Sizer Transportation Services. I'm here today going to teach you how to fill out your mileage and fuel trip report. So let's get started. Hi, this is Penny Royston with Evil Sizer Transportation Services out of Littleton, Colorado. Today I want to focus on the mileage and fuel trip report. This is a report that you will fill out every time you leave on a trip. You'll enter your miles by state and the gallons that you purchase. So you'll have the information needed to fill out your IFTA and your mileage tax reports at the end of each quarter. Or we could do those for you. We also provide that service here at otrfueltax.com. But in the meantime, I'd like to teach you how to fill this report out. It is very simple, but I'm sure there's always questions that arise when you're getting ready to leave on a trip. This is very important. Auditors will ask for this report, so it needs to be complete and legible, so there's no misunderstanding between you and the auditor. The last thing you want to do is to get audited over a mistake from your penmanship. Or you can also type it. We'll provide a fill-in form on the website that maybe when you come back from your trip you'd like to type it in and have that in your records as well. You just want to make sure that everything is complete. So we're going to start up at the top left where it says company name, and we're going to enter our company name today. For simplicity, we will just put our name, Evil Sizer Transportation. And then for the address, we'll just go ahead and put our mailing address. And if you want us to do your fuel taxes, this is the address that you would use. Trip number is a sequential number that just allows you to keep your trip sheets in order. It's best to stay organized, keep them in order by date. You can use a date, or you can simply start with 1, then maybe the next trip sheet would be 2, and so forth. So your tractor number, you should have an assignment for each tractor that you own. So we'll just put 101. That's a typical number. And then a trailer, let's just do 54101. The date the trip began, we'll just say today, April the 12th, 2012. And on this trip, we're going to do a trip from Littleton to Dallas. So that would technically be a 2-day trip. So we'll go ahead and put the date. If that date should change, just go ahead and mark it in there. You may not want to mark the end of date until you've actually arrived. You want all of the information to be as accurate as possible. Next is the driver's name. Today, it's going to be myself. So I will put Penny Royston. And then I would sign. I would have my handwritten signature right there. So origin, we're going to start out today in Littleton, Colorado, and we're going to end up in Dallas, Texas. Starting odometer, this is really critical that this piece of information is in here. That's why it's in a bolded box. We want to hop in the truck, quickly write down the odometer reading, and it should match the ending odometer reading of the previous trip. So for simplicity's sake, we're going to start out at 100,000, but that odometer reading would be whatever is listed in your truck. So now we're going to start entering miles per state, not miles from city to city. That does not give us the information we need for our quarterly reports. We must have it by state. So we'll enter today's date. We'll start in Colorado, and we are going to start with Route 85, then we're going to head to 86, and then 287. Our odometer reading in this column is when we leave the state. We're actually going from Colorado into the state of Oklahoma. We don't want you to text, or if you can just jot it down quickly with a pencil and paper, that would be great. We don't want any accidents along the way, or if you just make a mental note, that would be great. Or use your tripometer. That's what that's there for. You can go ahead and reset it. So your odometer, this trip would be 283 miles in the state of Colorado. That's from Littleton to the state line. So that's what we're going to enter there. So the next state we entered is Oklahoma. We're just going to travel down 287. and it's just 41 miles. So we are going to add the 41 miles to the odometer, which should be pretty accurate, or if you have a side trip, it may not be 41 miles. So you want to make sure that odometer reading leaving that state is most accurate as you can find. Alrighty, so now we're entering into Texas. Chances are we're going to be stopping possibly in Amarillo for the day. We want to adhere to the US DOT regulations. We don't want to be fatigued. That causes accidents and other issues that you don't even want to get into. So, but for the sake of filling out the trip sheet's going to say that we're going all the way to Dallas. So we'll finish up with Highway 287 to 114, cross over to I-35 in Dallas. And then our ending odometer, once we have landed at our destination, will be 779. So that will be traveling 455 miles in the state of Texas. So you see we have a column for odometer and a column for miles per state. Now the ending odometer right here will be the same as our destination. And then our total trip miles, 779. So as you see, that's very simple to fill out. We just need to make sure that it all matches. Now when you get ready to fill out your next trip sheet, that 779,000 miles needs to be up here at the starting odometer of your next trip sheet. No missing miles. Even if you have a local route that you traveled, you need a separate trip sheet for that, or you can include them in this trip sheet. But we want to make sure that there are no missing miles. Auditors will nail you for that. So your ending odometer, which is field B here, should match the starting odometer of your next trip. Alrighty, so that should explain the mileage pretty well. So now let's go on down into the inter-fuel receipts here. Any fuel that you purchase along the way, whether you stop once or twice, we need to enter this information in. Date, so we'll just go ahead and put the date, and let's say we filled up in Littleton, or put 50 gallons. The receipt number will be on the receipt, either upper left or upper right hand corner. Is typically where it's found at most of the truck stops these days. Here we want the gallons. We're not interested in how much you paid, although I know that is super critical in your operations. But for the sake of filling out your trip sheets and then transferring all that information over to your IFTA and mileage tax reports, we simply need the gallons. So let's just say we purchased 150 gallons there. And then we'll say on the 13th, we stopped in Amarillo and we just needed to fill up again. So let's say we put in an extra 50 gallons to get to our destination. So you'll enter that information in there. The receipts, just staple them on the back up here at the top, so it doesn't cover your information, but the receipts that are listed down here must be stapled. That way it makes it easier for the auditor to look at it. That way he can just kind of look at this. Yes, this is right. Let's move on to the next one. You want as little hesitation, and you want to be as organized as possible when that auditor comes to your office. It makes things so much easier. So this is basically how you fill out the sheet. This is filled out completely and it's legible. You can handwrite it. Don't feel like you have to type it. But again, we will have an Adobe fill-in form on our website at otrfueltax.com. Just select the Forms tab at the top, and then there'll be a download there that you can download that onto your computer. We do offer fuel tax reporting service. We've been doing this for at least 15 years. Just go ahead and you would send these trip sheets to us, and we'll handle all the reports from there. So again, my name is Penny Royston. I'm with Evil Sizer Transportation in Littleton, Colorado. I'd be happy to help you. Just give me a call. My number's 303-482-2999. 2965 or log on to our website at otrfueltax.com. We'll be able to help you when you need it. Thanks so much and have a great day.